the best place to try real honey is fresh from the comb of a wild hive. The second best place to try real honey is at a honey tasting event like the one I hosted at the home ranch in the Colorado Rockies. Check with your local Beekeepers Association or beekeeping supply store to find any local honey tasting events or create your own. For my event, besides being able to use the honey from our own ranch's bees, I research and contact local beekeepers like Bjorn's Colorado Honey to ask about their beekeeping techniques, varieties of honey, and harvesting and processing methods. Also to see if they are interested in donating any honey for the event. It's the perfect way to meet your local beekeepers and know your honey. I begin my tasting events with a short presentation about the honeybee and human relationship, ancient honeybee history, modern beekeeping practices, and the importance of an organic lifestyle for protecting pollinators. We then discuss what real honey is and what factors contribute to the many different varieties, and then of course we taste. Like wine, coffee, or chocolate, we admire the distinct characteristics of each honey and sit in awe of it being the only food produced by insects. And at this point, you might be wondering, if you can't get honey from a wild hive or a honey tasting event, where do you find real honey? Well, we know most local grocery stores stock at least a shelf of honey-labeled products, but how do you know which one is real honey? The first thing I look for are glass jars, because any honey producer who truly cares about the health of their honey would not store it in plastic. The other factors that are important are that the honey is local, raw, unfiltered, and sustainably harvested from healthy honeybees. Unfortunately, most store-bought honeys wear misleading labels that use all the buzzwords like organic and pure, but in order for honey to be considered organic, the bees need to have a 3-mile radius of only organic land for foraging. This, however, is hard to come by in the United States, and thus why it is shipped from all over the world like Brazil, making it definitely not local and most likely not tested or regulated for authenticity. So the most trusted source of real honey will almost always be your local beekeeper. And I find the most passionate beekeepers are the ones most enthusiastic to share their honey's story with you. And that, my sweet friends, will make it the most real honey you'll ever have. Join me next week where I investigate further what real honey is and what it definitely isn't. And last but absolutely not least, thank you for liking this video and subscribing to the Honey Huntress Adventures. If you want to help save the bees and help produce these videos, check out my Patreon page and become a patron today. If you are already a patron, I am so incredibly grateful for your support. And thank you to all for being a part of the sweetest adventures on earth.